Today we are making the original Chex party mix. To start, I'm going to melt 6 tablespoons of butter. I'm using local butter. Makes it a little harder to measure compared to sticks of butter. Sticks of butter are great when you're baking, so easy to measure. So I'm just gonna eyeball it the best I can, and if you accidentally use a little extra butter, I don't think that could ever be a bad thing. I'm going to go ahead and melt my butter in the microwave, and I'm going to do that at half power so that my butter isn't spitting and sputtering while it's trying to melt. In the meantime, I'm going to preheat my oven to 250 degrees, and I'm going to get out my turkey roaster. You can actually make Chex party mix in the microwave, but I'm doing it old school and baking mine. So let's get into it. We need 3 cups each of Corn Chex, Rice Chex, and Wheat Chex. Now, if you can't have wheat, go ahead and add an extra 1.5 cups of Corn Chex and an extra 1.5 cups of Rice Chex. Next, I'm going to add 1 cup of mini pretzels, and I'm using the gluten-free ones that Snyder's makes because I think they taste so much better. Then lastly, I'm going to add 1 cup of mixed nuts. Now, the original recipe calls for us to add 1 cup of bagel chips. I didn't grow up having Chex Mix made with bagel chips, so I am also omitting them, but go ahead and add them if you want. Additionally, I did not add in an extra cup of cereal to take the place of the bagel chips, and my Chex Mix turned out just fine. If anything, it may have given a little more flavor to the rest of the Chex Mix, but either way, it will turn out great. I'm going to give my dry ingredients a little stir before I deal with my butter and my seasonings. But once your butter has melted and you've got your dry ingredients ready to go, we're going to add first seasoned salt, 1.5 teaspoons. Next, I'm going to add garlic powder. We need 3/4 teaspoon. Then I'm going to add onion powder. We need 1/2 teaspoon. Lastly, I'm going to add Worcestershire sauce, and we need 2 tablespoons. Now, this last ingredient I'm going to add is not in the original recipe, but I'm going to kick it up a notch with just a pinch of cayenne pepper. Now, this did not make my Chex Mix spicy, but I do believe it added a layer of flavor to the Chex Mix. So go ahead and omit it if you don't want it. You could add a little bit more. I think I may have added between 1/8 teaspoon and 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne. However you do it, go ahead and get all of your seasoning mixed well into your melted butter. And then pour it over your cereal. Be sure to scrape out all that buttery seasoned goodness. And then toss your cereal mixture all together. You want to get it all coated with butter and delicious seasoning. Now, if you want to try something new with your Chex Mix, I know people who have added Cheez-Its or Goldfish to their Chex Mix. If you add something unique or outside of the original recipe to your Chex Mix, leave me a comment down below. Once you have all of your cereal mixture coated, it is time to start baking our Chex Mix. We're going to bake it for a total of 60 minutes, stirring every 15. Here's after 15 minutes. You'll notice when you do your first and probably your second stir that when you bring the Chex Mix up from the bottom, it's glossy still and the top looks dry. So the stirring is important because you want it to roast evenly. Here is our second mix. We are halfway there. 2 more bakes to go. All right, this is our last stir before our last bake. And here we go. Give it one last stir. It's going to be warm. If you want it to cool off quicker, you could pour it out onto some baking sheets in an even layer so that it cools faster. Chex Mix is a great snack to make to take to gatherings, whether it be a holiday, whether it be a sporting event, because you can make it in advance. You don't have to refrigerate it. People can just snack on it as they go about their day. If you guys liked today's video, please give it a big thumbs up. Consider subscribing, consider sharing the recipe. And if you liked this video, go ahead and click here on screen, and I hope to see you guys there.